Hello everyone! Today's video has been requested. I'm gonna teach you how to install an invisible zipper in a skirt, but with the lining just right before you have to sew the waistband. So let's go! This is the skirt I'm making and I'm gonna sew the zipper now. We have talked about invisible zippers in other videos, so we know pretty much that the most important thing about sewing well an invisible zipper is to be able to sew just underneath the curl of the coil or the coil's curl. This is why it's always a good idea to press it flat, but be careful, you don't want to give it too much heat because it shrinks. To help myself to work easier, I'm gonna use this heat erase pen. Don't get scared. It will erase. Who needs magic when you have an iron? So I'm gonna make a line at 1 inch because this was my seam allowance. That will make your sewing way easier. And now I'm gonna look for my foot. You know that you always can use the regular zipper foot to sew your invisible zipper, but today we are gonna use the real invisible zipper foot. Why? Because it's easier. I have it in 2 sizes, the small one for thinner zippers, and I have a little bit bigger one for thicker zippers. Keep that in mind because you might think you have the right one, but you don't. You know, sewing a zipper is 10% stitching and 90% gentle parenting the fabric. So what I like to do is to pin my zipper on my skirt, and I leave enough seam allowance to sew my waistband later. And as I said before, gentle, you are gonna just relax and pin your zipper to your skirt without pulling anything. And very close to the seam, you're gonna trace a line, and that line will indicate you until where you are gonna sew. That's it. See how easy it is to stitch with this foot? Because the foot is opening everything and is so easy. Now I'm reaching the line I drew before. I don't know if you were able to see it. And then I'm gonna stop my sewing, and the first part of the zipper is done. Let me show you. You're going to stop sewing your zipper almost until the seam at less than 1/8 of the inch. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just make the marks at the other side to sew the other side of the zipper. That way my zipper will be well accommodated. So I'm going to pin it where I feel like the line is. And I'm gonna just stitch very close, just a little stitch, just to see that it will be okay. And then I can just stitch the rest of my zipper. And this is the first part, and it's done. This, we have done it before. Now, the magic part. The pull of the zipper is down. And then I'm gonna pull it up, and then it will go to the other side and it will stay up forever. Now it's strong and nice and well done. Now, of course, we are going to the ironing board and we are gonna steam that just to settle that seam, and it's looking good. Are you enjoying this video so far? Make sure to give it a like and comment. Your support boosts this video, which helps me keep sharing free sewing tips. I also have 2 other channels, so make sure to subscribe to them so that you don't miss any posts. If you want to take your sewing to the next level, I've created 2 in-depth e-courses, so don't forget to check them out and keep growing your sewing skills with me. Now I can take the front piece of my skirt and sew the sides, and I have the top part of my skirt done. Let's work with the lining now. I have the back of the lining, so until the zipper is, I'm just making sure that it's exactly at the right height and I'm pressing it a little bit open because there are a lot of ways to sew that lining, but this one is the easiest. I'm just folding a little bit more the seam allowance to leave the space for the zipper in the center. And I'm gonna make sure that the lining is opening up so the zipper can slide down easily. This is my zipper, it's looking good, and I'm gonna sew the lining where the mark is. It's like a chevron that is encountering, and that makes a line. So the folding line I did with the ironing, I'm gonna make sure that it matches with the line of the zipper. And I'm gonna use today the zipper foot, although a lot of my colleagues prefer to use a regular foot just a little bit skinnier because the other part of the foot acts like the distance you need from the coil. So you do the way you prefer. I sew my first part and now I'm pinning in the same way the second part, and then I'm gonna just stitch down there, and here you go, done. My zipper is sewn with the lining. Now I have to finish that lining skirt, right? So I'm going to take the front part of the lining skirt and I'm gonna put it on top like that, right sides together, and I'm gonna sew by the side, and this is what I have. Now my next step is very simple. I'm gonna just turn the lining only, and my lining on the skirt will be all good, like that. You see? That was easy, right? Do you see that? Even the fabric is proud. I can't stop smiling at this. It's so neat. This is what you will call a real invisible zipper. Now is the time to sew the waistband. I explained how to make a waistband in another video, so you can take a look at it. This is a custom made skirt I'm making for a customer. So before I finish the waistband, I have to try on her. If you find this video useful or entertaining, please give us a hype, give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!